There are only 3 weeks to go in the 2016. That's that again. There are only 3 weeks to go in the 2017 British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, and tonight the series goes to Interlagos at the Sao Paulo circuit, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. Good evening, everybody. I'm Andrew Woodhouse, and hopefully making less mistakes than me is Alex Simpson. Alex, hello, mate.
Hello everybody, good to be here. Hello mate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. As I say every week, I'm turning into Lewis Hamilton like that. Best fans in the world. I'm looking forward to this one.
Well, we are hashtag blessed to be here on Apex Racing TV on this Thursday evening, and Wojciech Savidovic, Alex, will be feeling more blessed than most because he has a lead 119 points.
Yeah, 119, followed by David Baker in third, 313. Simmons moved himself up to fourth, 340 points behind. I heard from Simmons that he'll miss the penultimate round of the season, so any chance of top three I think has gone for him. Michael Hall dropped down one, 388 points behind the leader, and then Nicole Foggy moved himself up. Northern Lights Racing have got new liveries this week, so hopefully we'll catch a glimpse of those. Kraft is 7th, followed by Pete Harrod, Sven Glatzel and Ben Hackerson rounds out your top 10, the AM Championship.
Just quickly, Alex, we've got to mention, what you didn't mention, just quickly, is that it's Stelin Cheplevsky in second place. We're just going to point that out.
Sorry, yes, it is Stelin. Sorry, Cheppy. And yes, they're 119 points behind. But yes, so the AM, just 2 points separate Ross McFarlane and Baxter there. So McFarlane just took over from Baxter in that last round as well. John Roberts moved back up and into second place, 198 points behind. So still well within the chance of, striking distance to get this championship as well. Verke dropped down to fourth, then it's Bond, Atkinson and Helgeson. So very, very close in the AM championship. So we may have to pay close attention to that in the closing couple of rounds. The Teams Championship, Apex Racing leads by 616 points. There was some confusion at the end of last week with 6 CQR S-Line cars scoring, giving them the week's the week's win. But actually, I think after everything was recalculated, it went back to Apex Racing. So CQR Race Hub, 690 points behind. I have to say, the top three looking fairly comfortable. Boosted move up to fourth place overall, with them winning the AM Championship at the moment as well. ProSim dropped down to fifth.
Yeah, and it's the best season for Boosted as well because we've got two drivers in the top 10, George Simmons, Ben Hackerson. It's going well. It's the first time, really, Alex, that they've had anybody in the Pro Showdown, and what a good effort it's been.
Yeah, really stepping it up, and I think that's why they're looking so good for the AM title. To be fair, I mean it's not done and dusted yet, that's for sure. But yeah, it's getting that way. Northern Lights Racing are going to have a really, really special week, I think, to close that gap.
Yeah, I think you're right. And coming to the circuit, of course, it is home in the Brazilian Grand Prix. That does take place this weekend, and this is a nice little appetizer for everybody. The Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, 4.31 kilometres, 15 corners, and a track temperature of just 18 degrees. Many amazing things have happened at this circuit, Alex, over the years. I'm thinking Ayrton Senna's win where he could barely lift himself out of the car. He couldn't get out of the car even. 2003 when Giancarlo Fisichella won and then didn't win, and then his car caught fire, and there was huge crashes and rivers across the track. This track just evokes so many memories for so many motor racing fans out there.
Indeed. I mean, to me, I remember this for Jenson Button winning his World Championship here as well. It looked like he was done and dusted, and then great drive at the end of the day to get that.
Lewis Hamilton winning his World Championship here in 2008 as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that's probably the closest any World Championship has come down, isn't it? Last corner of the last race. It was just
ridiculous. 1 point or 2 points, was it, or something? So.
Yeah, I mean, I think as it was, they were going to be tied on points, wasn't it? Until we overtook Glock. So yeah,
Massa had won more races. Was that right?
That was right.
Might have been why he was going to take it. So
crazy.
Unbelievable.
There's been lots and lots gone on here. So unfortunately, we won't be declaring any champions today. No one is Yeah, no one's far enough away to do that with 3 rounds of the showdown still to go. So, yeah, we will
Yeah,
wait and see. I think what we're looking for, the closest one is the team championship. To be fair, if that was if the CQR guys all crash out for all 4 races, then we might be able to declare Apex as the champions. But that's pretty
I'd
far-fetched.
literally require all of them to go.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
we've got because we still have to visit Road America next week. We've still got to visit Daytona, and we love the showdown at Daytona, the final round, and that's always fantastic to watch. But yeah, Road America, that's another fantastic circuit, great place for the penultimate round of the championship. Going on to this one then, and qualifying is over. Wojciech Savidovic takes pole position once again, ahead of Josh Thompson with Jamie Fluke in third. Thompson, by the way, best qualifying of the season in this championship. By some distance, actually. Nico Foggy in fourth, Brian Holmes fifth, sixth for George Simmons, seventh for David Baker, eighth Pete Harrod, ninth Stelian Chepelevsky, 10th Miguel Freitas, Sven Glatzel in 11th, ahead of Diogo Melro with Jamie Ayres 13th, 14th is Paul Smith, and then it's Daniel Craft in 15th with Jake Blackhall 16th, Nathan Davis 17th, and Stephen Baxter 18th. 19th for Johnny Brandon, 20th Richard Gore, 21st Ross McFarlane, Pete Newman 22nd, Colin Cunniff in 23rd, Stuart McFadden 24th. Look at the names down there in the middle to the bottom half of the grid. It's absolutely ridiculous out there. Adam McNally 25th, Michael Avdoka in 26th, Thorstein Helgeson in 27th, Stuart Atkinson 28th, 29th for Maciek Sakovic, 30th Scott Malcolm, 31st Max Wright, John Roberts 32nd, 33rd Dave Crozier, Rob Graham 34th, Andrew Whitehead 35th, and then the cars that haven't set a time: Smolensky, Hackerson, Bond, Deemer, Johnston, Rizzo, Hall, Blake, Stevens, Woodhouse, Murray, Front, and Evans. Alex, quick one, who's your money on?
Yeah, Roger's been so relentless, hasn't he, on these first few races? But actually, I'm not going to count out Josh as well. He's done so many laps here with the Pro Series, the BSR MX-5 this week as well. So he's going to be quick here, and I think he's got nothing to lose, so he won't mind sticking it up the inside.
Here we go then. Let's see whose practice is going to make perfect. Here we go. We're away at Interlagos. Good start by Savidovic. Fantastic start by Fluke on the second row. It's already ahead of Thompson into these centre S's, and Savidovic takes the lead and keeps the lead. Thompson's up the inside into 2 though, which surprises Fluke, and Fluke nearly quarter panels him. Foggy in behind. Holmes versus Simmons as well, going round the Curva de Sol. Alex, has everybody made it through the centre S's cleanly?
As far as I can tell, everyone's through. It's coming out, isn't it, of the centre S? That's where all the carnage has happened in the past, but we look good this time.
Well, 1 out of 4 completed then in terms of that, but we have seen here at Interlagos, we have seen that even if people get through the first part of the lap cleanly, it can all go to hell in a handbasket later on. So we will see whether that happens. But yeah, sensible driving so far.
Yeah, somehow Jamie's got a fair bit of damage on the front of his car as well. I didn't think he'd made any contact anywhere, but apparently so.
Tell you what,
just swinging round through the infield section.
Frank Graff and Diogo Melro, they just clipped through each other a minute amount. But just avoiding disaster really there. Got a little bit lucky with the sim there. Miguel Freitas having to defend from his teammate, that's Jamie Ayres. And just behind them is Nathan Davis, who's got ahead of Stephen Baxter. And still ahead of Stephen Baxter. In fact, they're starting right there on the grid, but they've both got ahead of Jake Blackhall. Now Blackhall, who started in 16th, he's dropped a little bit down the order. But it's Wojciech Savidovic who leads lap 1, Alex.
Yeah, good opening lap for Wojciech. And in the AM Championship, Baxter leads McFarlane just by 2 places. So that's the point. What was that? Who was that?
That was Johnny Brandon just nerfing Blackhall, I think, and he went into Russ McFarlane.
Yeah, and I think it's caused McFarlane a slowdown there as well. So he's lost an absolute handful of places there. So
it'll be a big old slowdown.
Yeah, he won't be happy about that. That's for sure.
The Scotsman is okay now.
Got to finish. That's the priority, isn't it, in these races? And now he just needs to try and work his way up. Still in Chepelevsky, dropping down. What's that about? 9th place is down too, so issues for
just had a
Cheppy.
bad start, hasn't it? I think.
Yeah, well, he lost like 3 places on that straight towards the fast right. So.
Oh, that's a good move there. Well, I thought it was going to be. Sorry, Pete Harrod was trying to get by Daniel Craft. He did have the inside, but Craft got him back going into the hairpin.
Good to see no team orders amongst the different teams out there as well for CQR. So that's why we see such great racing between them all. And who was that?
I think we'll get a little bit of team orders towards the end of the.
Yeah,
maybe in the last 2 meetings, but I think it's understandable with so many cars out there. You've got to maximise everything that you can.
Baxter
and speaking of maximising, here comes Thompson for the lead. Alex, sorry to put you off there, but we do have a battle for the lead into the centre S's. Thompson really late on the brakes. He tries to go all the way around Wojciech Savidovic. That's easier said than done. Savidovic has the outside for 2, which is going to be the inside for Curve of Assault, and he makes it. Jamie Fluke on the prowl behind Thompson. What can he do?
Thompson switches from attack to defence, doesn't he? Very, very quickly. And Wojciech actually still has to defend as well. Round the outside for Fluke. Can he make this work?
Svidovic is trying to box Thompson in to allow Fluke the run around the outside of Interlagos, and he almost manages it. And they're all fanning out here. Look how much this is holding up the top 6 drivers. And Foggy and Simmons are in there as well, getting held up. Also is Holmes and David Baker at the back of the pack in 7th. It's all getting very tight at the front, and this is where, like a powder keg, isn't it, Alex? It can just explode with the slightest contact. And Jimmy Fluke having a look into Vico Di Pato.
Yeah, this is just great racing from the top pack right now. Glatzel, he's starting the 2nd pack. He's got Stellian just behind him, followed by Dan Craft and Pete Harrod. I mean, that's company you don't really want anyway. But Glatzel got a good run out the final corner, so he slowly catches back up towards Brian Holmes, who's becoming a bit of a regular here on Apex Racing TV.
Yeah, Brian Holmes, he's we need to start giving him a discounted membership, is he? He's been covered that much. Oh, Thompson, I thought he'd managed to get a slight overlap, but he goes round the outside of Wojciech Savidovic instead, and this would be outstanding if he can make it work. There's a tiny bit of contact. Savidovic goes onto the curb and then pushes Thompson and nearly turns him round. The Manxman in the Badatech car getting in amongst it, and here comes Foggy as well. He's not done. Savidovic, is he going to be late on the brakes into this Interlagos? He's leaning on Thompson again. Good hard racing in the first round here tonight in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. We're on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Some of the best action you'll see on iRacing here every Thursday night. We've still got 2 more to go in the series. Josh Thompson into the lead then. It gets shoved by Savidovic. Tries now the outside at the bottom of the hill.
Good from Foggy as well. He's managed to, well, no, not quite. I thought he'd got the pass complete on Fluke. Oh, look at them both late on the brakes as well. Fluke's going to get that position back as well. Simmons now trying to go around the outside of Foggy.
Few drivers trying to turn that into Vico Di Pato, trying to get some overtaking done, but some of them not quite managing it. But Josh Thompson leads in the BSRTC Race 1 for the first time, followed by Wojciech Savidovic, and then in 3rd is Jamie Fluke, the Northern Irishman in the Apex Racing car, and then behind him is Nico Foggy, the Scotsman in the Northern Lights Racing car. And then it's Simmons, and then Baker's in his customary 6th place. He's making his way through.
Wojciech gets the run as well. You can see Holmes and Stellian going side by side in the background. Around the outside, Wojciech having a look. Oh, wide.
Nico Foggy. That's going to cost him at least 1 spot. He's going to come back into line. Be careful where you rejoin, Nico, because there's not a lot of space. And there's David Baker, the Season 7 champion, battling with the rookie, Nico Foggy. He might be a rookie, Alex, but he has shown everything but being a rookie so far in 2017.
Yeah, fantastic performance this year, and in the GT series as well. Looking very, very strong as Foggy, so he knows how to race out there. No slouch whatsoever.
Very, very fast driver indeed. And Wojciech Savidovic has got the overlap. He's trying to get ahead of Thompson. Thompson throws it into Ferradura. They're side by side. They're still within inches of each other. This is wonderful racing. Wojciech Savidovic, a massive veteran in the series here. And Josh Thompson in his first season of the BSRTC. And Alex, this is some of the best racing I've ever seen from Thompson. It's so close, it's so clean, it's precise, it's measured, and both men are giving us absolutely everything in this race one.
Yeah, I think Josh has had the potential to deliver this for a long, long time. It hasn't quite happened, and I don't want to curse it too early, but yeah, this is absolutely the best racing we've seen from him.
Great job by Thompson, really is. And we've given him a bit of stick in the past. In fact, we've given him a lot of stick, and to be honest, he's deserved it. But he's also deserving the praise we're showering upon him now, because he is driving an excellent race. He's with Wojciech Savidovic. I've raced against Wojciech Savidovic and several times, and to be honest, I'm nowhere near as good as him, and this just shows the improvement of Josh Thompson throughout the season, that he's battling in race one. He qualified in second place, and really showing what he's made of. And Wojciech Savidovic again comes back and fights hard through turn 2 and around the outside in Curva de Sol, but he's going around the outside line still for Interlagos, unless he gets the overlap, and he has that now. Will he have to cover the inside going into Interlagos? Thompson doesn't need another invitation, Alex, and I'm shocked that time that Savidovic did not decide to defend the line, and he might pay for it.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I thought he had every opportunity to try and stifle that there.
Still there in Ferradura.
Just a role reversal, isn't it, of the last lap? Basically, they were completely opposite positions. In theory, Thompson should come out.
Oh, Fluke missed his breaking point and almost ran into his teammate, and that pushed Simmons wide. That allowed Nico Foggy to get back in the action. Fluke's trying to go around the outside of Thompson, and look at this pack, Alex. It's really tightened up now, and Foggy nudges into Fluke as he tries to battle with Simmons. Simmons through into 4th place. Baker is now having a look at the Northern Lights racing car.
Yeah, good from Foggy. He's made his way back up after that little mistake, hasn't he? A few laps back, so trying to get back past Simmons if he can. Slow exit for Fluke. That's going to put him under a little pressure from Simmons.
Stuart Atkinson and Rob Graham out of the race. I'm not sure what happened to them. We'll maybe find that after the race, but yeah, Wojciech and Josh at the front, and this battle is raging on, and Thompson decides that he's going to force the issue again into the first corner, and Fluke's up the inside, and he climbs all over the curb. He's not trying to give Thompson any chance, but Thompson fighting hard through turn 2 and really doing a good job of positioning his car just where he needs to. This pack is split apart because the CQR cars are battling now as well. Behind number 40, which is Pete Harrod in 9th place. Behind them is Dan Kraft and Diogo Melro, and they're battling over 10th, and in getting involved is Sven Glatzel. There's contact, and Glatzel with a half spin. That allows Smith to go around the outside and take 12th place. Paul will be very pleased with that.
First time we've looked outside the top 10, I think, in this race. Ridiculous.
And
Del
Smith
Freitas as well in 15th. Look at that little battle.
Smith made a big mistake at Ferradura, but managed to get away with it.
Thompson wide, and that's allowed Fluke the run and opportunity.
Thompson ending up on the grass, and Josh Simmons wants a little piece of this as well. But he wants a big piece of it. He's trying to go all the way around the outside, and they touch again. Into Magulo. Oh, and again trying to make some space. And how did they not just wipe each other clean out there, Alex? Because that was very nearly a quarter panel going into the Yunshao.
Yeah, no idea. Absolutely fantastic racing. Robbins racing, as they say.
Foggy's having some trouble with his connection just to go onto the main straight, but here we go to finish lap 7, lap 8 of 10 here at Interlagos. This is the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson bringing you all the action here on Apex Racing TV, an action we have had from the green flag, Alex. It's been absolutely brilliant. This is possibly the best race one I've seen. It could be ever.
I think you're right at the moment. Absolutely fantastic at the front. Exhibition stuff. What's that in the background?
That's Glatzel and Smith, I think, fighting over 12.
A little bit of contact, and around Smith goes.
Off goes Smith, and that's going to lose 10 places at least for him. Glatzel and, well, Fanatec car and the CQR Race Hub car coming together. That slows Glatzel's progress down a bit as well. And I could see maybe a tiny bit of frustration, I'm not sure, by Glatzel, because he had dropped down 2 places from where he started, quite uncharacteristic for him, but Smith braked on the inside. I'm not sure if you saw that, Alex, again on the replay or not, but
yeah, it was just the slightest of touches as well. That was the
Wasn't a
thing.
lot.
But you know what it's like at that sort of section of the car, the rear's not loaded at all, and yeah, very easy to get it done. So Thompson, a better lap this time. He does not got to worry about Simmons at this point, so goes back on the offensive. He's got Fluke just ahead of him. Fluke using his teammate to try and get some slipstream. Spreading apart just a little bit. That's Baker. He's lost a bit of time on Foggy this lap.
well, chances are at the end of this race, Alex, if it finishes like this, Wojciech Savidovic is going to be saying a very big obrigado to Jamie Fluke, because
Oh,
Fluke
sorry, a
now
bit
holding
further
Thompson
back, Andrew. That's Jamie Ayres almost getting out of shape. Colin Cunniff just sticking his nose up the inside there. But yeah, they managed to survive that one.
Great race all round, really. Some awesome action going on. It's going on down to as far as 32nd, 33rd place, with Jake Blackhall, Michael Blake, Lee Deemer, Mark Woodhouse. They're fighting over the minor placings, and there's some good drivers in that group. The likes of Stuart McFadden and Magic Sakovic and Mark Johnston in the early 20th positions.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Such a great circuit for racing as well. It's Interlagos. Just lends itself for good, hard battling. That's exactly what we've seen today.
Thompson on the grass, going through the infield section and into Pico di Pato, and then Magulo as they plunge down the hill. Long left-hander, and then Yunshao, which it's so difficult to get right, Alice, because it seems like an easy corner, doesn't it? But you either go in a bit too hot, take too much speed, and wash out on the exit and go onto that curb, or you feel like you maybe haven't gone quickly enough through there.
Yeah, exactly that. I think totally different lines there. Thompson just seemed to hook up the apex a little bit better than Fluke. This is why he has a little bit of a run. He has a think, has a little look. He's late on the brakes, so is Fluke. Both very aggressive. Look at how much they closed up to Wojciech as well.
Good attempt by Thompson, really good. Fluke left the door open, and again, if you're going to defend the line, I think you have to try and defend it fully. Fluke got away with it that time. He might not get away with it again, because Thompson does not need an invitation.
I think the thing is Jamie's trying to stay in the draft of his teammate, so he gets absolute maximum speed. So he's sort of trying to defend that way as well.
It is helping, it is working, but only up to a point. We'll see. Final lap then. White flag is in the air here at Brazil. And yeah, Svidovic, Fluke, Thompson, Simmons, Foggy and Baker stayed like that for a few laps now. Stelian Chepelewski's gone up from 9th to 7th. Ryan Holmes has slipped down from 5th on the grid to 9th. So maybe not the best one for him so far, but still in the top 10. He'll still be pleased with that, I think, Brian Holmes. But going through Magulo then for the final time. We just got Yunshao to go. Literally means junction. And Svidovic, well, he might be at a crossroads with his title attempt, because I think he might just have struck an important blow in the title fight. Wojciech Svidovic going through down the main straight. He'll see the checkered flag and he'll take it as he wins the first round of the evening. He takes round 120.
Fantastic race, absolutely fantastic. Bravo.
Yeah.
Hat is off to you, gentlemen, for that one.
Mucho obrigado to the drivers, because that is superb. Very, very good. We thank them for a tremendous race. It's still going, you know, but top 18 drivers in less than 10 seconds, and then there's another 10 seconds separating the next 18 drivers. Just showing what a great field we have. We only had 3 retirements in that race, and yeah, just
the whole field, which is 45 cars that finished, crossed the line 50 seconds apart.
And actually, if you take 40th place, that was only 28 seconds,
which is ridiculous. But even the 40, you know, basically to the last place, There's an average of less than 1 second between every car. You know, that's
Ridiculous.
crazy. And yeah, and like you say, to 40th, you know, at 28 seconds, that's just insane. You know.
I mean, we know the racing's close here at Interlagos, but I'm not sure I've ever seen it that close for a whole field of cars in anything. I challenge you. I say this every year when we get to this time of the season, but I challenge anybody to find a better league on iRacing in terms of the closeness of the racing. I don't think you get any better than the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. All right, I'll take you through the finishing order then for round 120 out of 131. Wojciech Svidovic takes the win then by 4/10 of a second from Jamie Fluke. Just another 3/10 to Josh Thompson, just 2/10 to George Simmons in fourth. Nico Foggy in fifth. David Baker, sixth place. Did that for a while. Sterling Chepelowski in seventh. Pete Harrod eighth, where he started. Brian Holmes in ninth and Dan Kraft in 10th. Diogo Melro 11th, with Sven Glatzel in 12th. Miguel Freitas 13th. 14th for Jamie Ayres. That's a good performance by Ayres. Maybe one of the best he's done in a race one, actually. Colin Cunniff in 15th. 16th, Johnny Brandon. Stephen Baxter in 17th. Michael Edocker in 18th. 19th for Stuart McFadden. 20th, Adam McNally. 21st, Richard Gore. Paul Smith, after the contact he had with Glatzel, ended up 22nd, so it wasn't too bad. Mike Johnston in 23rd. 24th for Alex Smolensky. In fact, Mike Johnston, 17 positions gained. Alex Smolensky 12, Maciej Sakovic in 25th, and then 16 positions gained for Michael Hall, 26th. Thorstein Helgeson 27th, 28th for Nathan Davis, 29th for Max Wright, 30th Pete Newman, 31st Ross McFarlane, 32nd Scott Malcolm, 33rd Jake Blackhall, and then Michael Blake 34th, 35th for Lee Deemer, then Mark Woodhouse 36th, 37th for Cesare Rizzo, John Roberts in 38th, 39th for Martin Front, 40th Lorne Murray, 41st. Lorne Murray will feel that are done by 40th and only 28 seconds off the lead. Dave Crozier 41st, Andrew Whitehead 42nd, 43rd for Ben Hackerson, Kip Stevens 44th, Laura Bond 45th. And then the retirements, only 3. Craig McLeod Evans 3 laps down, and then 6 laps down for Stuart Atkinson and Rob Graham, who I imagine hit each other. I don't know if you did see that, Alex, or not, but I would guess that they hit each other because they were in a similar part of the track and retired on the same lap.
Yeah, I didn't see it, unfortunately, and I got nothing on my event viewer to be able to jump back. So, yeah, it looks likely, doesn't it?
I think so. But we'll find out later on. Right then, Alex, the wheel.
Yep.
So
Wow.
we've got a chance of it being a monster reverse here. 45th place would give us a full, and it would be a Pro Sim front row, actually, Laura Bond and Kip Stevens. Let's see. Of course, the winners, the championship contenders, will be hoping for a small one.
Of course. Right. Where is it going to be then? Give it a spin. Do simgear.co.uk again. Thanks for in the wheel. Could be. Oh, no, it's not. It's a full. So close to 28.
This is a full 28th. Was Nathan Davis, so he would have been very happy with that. But in the end, it's Laura Bond, whose Christmas has come early, and she will start from pole position for the second race of the day here at Interlagos. So join us back here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live as the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship continues in the Showdown. We'll be back very soon.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's gonna be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group. to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Interlagos, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. And, well, we had an amazing first race. It was pulsating, it was exciting. That's exactly what we want from the Showdown. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Alex Simpson once again. And Alex raced to a full reverse grid, 45 cars reversed. And the guys who finished at the front, as well as they did, are in for a bit of a challenge, shall we just say that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, full reverse grid. Normally that's 30th, something like that, roughly, with retirements, things like that. So 45, it just goes to show how good the race was.
Nobody retired, did they? Well, 3 drivers retired, and that was it.
So, yeah. So, I think this race, they're just going to use it to get themselves into a reasonable position for to try and have a bit of a go at it in race 3. It's just going to be way too far back, especially if the guys carry on racing like that. Going to be a very, very different race, of course. Race number 2, reverse grid. The fall always makes it just a little bit more scrappy. So I'd expect to see a little bit more contact this time, rather than just absolute classy racing. So it's just the nature of those reverse grids. But
yeah, so be warned, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it's still going to be good.
And speaking of ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lady on the pole position, Laura Bond, and still looking for the first win in the BSRTC. Many times a podium finisher, Alex, and Interlagos, well, track where if she's going to get it done, she's got a good opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Laura's pace generally is pretty reasonable, so...
I think it's been a good season for her in terms of the outright speed. Actually, I think it's been there more times than it was, well, definitely last year, I think.
Yeah, and doing well in the AM Championship, 5th place. So, it's Stuart
McFadden's happy that he didn't wreck anybody, by the way. Which I mean, there's a first time for everything, Stu, isn't there? No, I'm only joking, dear me. Laura Bond on pole position, Kip Stevens alongside Ben Hackerson 3rd, Whitehead 4th, Crozier 5th, Murray 6th. Front 7th, Roberts 8th, Rizzo 9th, Woodhouse 10th. On Deemer, Blake, Blackcomb, Malcolm, McFarlane, Newman, Wright, Davies, Helgeson, and Hall is the top 20. If we look down at the championship contenders, then Wojciech Svidovic's reward for winning the first race, Alex, 45th place.
Yeah, wow, yeah, there you go. And
his reward is starting on the corner somewhere, miles away.
Yeah, we can't even see him. He's way out there somewhere.
Even Richard Gore, who's starting in 25th, he's on the corner of the starting grid. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's see. It's going to be chaos as well.
A few drivers not taken to the grid in this one as well. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 absences. So
here we go then. Good luck, everybody. Green light is on. Away, good start from Bond. Stevens away well as well. Whitehead in 3rd. Fill that gap left on the front row. Stevens slotting into 2nd place, and ProSim now can control the field going through the first couple of corners. Bond, then it's Stevens, then it's Whitehead. Then behind Whitehead is Murray, and then it's Crozier and front. Hackerson was supposed to be starting there, Alex, but I imagine he's got a penalty and he's starting at the back.
Yeah, Johnson and Rizzo as well. They were in the pits. Baker and Colin Cunniff, is it? And Holmes, all with damage coming out of the first sector, and I think Baker's done. Just when he got a reasonable race, got himself back into the championship.
Is he out? Is he?
Yeah, he's out. He's had a shocker.
What happened?
We'll bookmark it and we'll come back. I think see if we can find what that was about.
Laura Bond leads by 2 seconds already. With music to her ears. Kip Stevens in 2nd place. 2-time BSRTC champion. If there's one person who can keep a 2nd place and let his teammates scamper away, it's Kip Stevens, Alex, because he's very good at tactical racing and trying to get things done. And Whitehead trying to get something done there. And the boosted team principle trying to go up the inside into Yunshout. Didn't work that time. Still got a decent run. Looks like he's got more straight line speed than the ProSim car, but we'll see.
Yeah, who have we got behind? Lorne Murray as well. I'm hearing contact. Someone's around.
4 wide down the main straight. Oh, dear me. Sorry, that was Crozier, Woodhouse, I think Roberts, and maybe a Northern Lights Racing car. I'd like to say it's McFarlane, is it? I think it's Ross McFarlane. Laura Bond 3 seconds clear, Alex, at the moment.
Doing a great job, and there's a little bit of contact side by side. Martin front and Lorne Murray.
Whitehead trying to move Stevens out of the way. Martin front is through. So that's not gone well for Andrew Whitehead. And is it going to go well for Woodhouse? We'll see. Woodhouse trying to get through on Whitehead.
There's 2 drivers right now that are a threat to Laura, I think, and that is front and Woodhouse. If those guys get through, yeah, McFarlane as well, not too far behind.
McFarlane's the quickest one out of that bunch. Then, in fact, just behind him is Michael Hall. So you've got to say that Michael Hall's got a chance to win the race from here as well. But the lead is growing. The gap is growing. It's not coming down, Alex. That's getting bigger.
Oh, who's that? There's someone in the Vanatech car just going off the circuit. Brandon's involved. Oh, Brandon's out as well.
Are we talking? I think it's Thompson, is it?
I'm not sure.
Oh no, Thompson's still on the course. Well, just, I think.
Yeah,
Might
the
be-
Fanatec car came back on, no problem.
It's got damage.
It was
Thompson's-
Thompson.
Thompson's got severe damage, Alex. I think it's not going well for him. Laura Bond already into the centre S's. 4.3.
Oh, it was Thompson.
4.3 seconds. It's
Yeah.
the lead.
It was Thompson. I hate to say it, but I think it might have been his rejoin there as well. I cut away just as we saw
Bad
it.
rejoin,
Caused the accident.
Oh, Woodhouse going well here in third place. Always good to see Woodhouse in the top 5. Can't deny that. Trying to go around the outside of Kip Stevens. Stevens is smooth, but he goes a bit wide. And he gets back online just in time. The second part of this Interlagos and up into Ferradura and Larangina. What a display of defensive driving from Kip Stevens so far, Alex. And it's team driving, isn't it? And it's experience. And it's, I think it's generosity as well, I think. I think he's definitely trying to get Laura her first win, which has been a long time coming in the BSRTC. But again, early going, lap 3.
He's definitely playing that role, isn't he? If he can,
Oh,
I
off,
think if
off goes the Cynthia car. Sorry, I just saw a Cynthia car.
no,
Off.
McNally,
It's 113.
Dima.
He was going the wrong way. He was not going the wrong way, but when those guys were going one way, I just saw Dima off the track on the grass near the wall. So yeah, sorry mate, you were saying. Martin Front's on Woodhouse is on the grass, by the way, Dan.
Yeah, trying to get past, lost a bit of momentum, doesn't want that. Sven Glatzel also out, a few more retirements this time. And yeah, Kip is doing a part. I think one more lap like this could give Bond the kind of gap she's going to need.
Oh, that's beautiful from Stevens and Hall and Roberts smashing panels in the centre S's. And I can hear some contact. I don't think it's major though. It's just cars sliding. I think it might be Evdoka and Evdoka and Gore maybe. But I don't think there was much in that. If there was,
it might be a great little cutback from Woodhouse. That was a awesome chance. I don't know if he's got the momentum to get clear. He hasn't. He's going to try and go round the outside.
It's tough here because of the dirt on the outside of the circuit, isn't it?
Oh, I turned in just a little early. Had to get out of it. Needed 2 bites at it.
I think Front's letting his teammate through there, actually.
McFarlane, yeah, up to 4th.
And he's also let Michael Hall through, and he didn't want to do that. No. And unfortunately... and he hits him, and that's proof that he didn't want to do that. Because he's having it back, he says. I'll have this one, he goes. And
Roberts having a little sniff as well.
Michael Hall's managed to go back up the inside, by the way. That was good driving from Michael Hall. 2 times, actually, a Club 73 touring car champion Michael Hall. The gap is 5.6 seconds. Woodhouse into your jump, and now Stevens has made the mistake, and this is going to be it for. Oh, it might have been it for all of them. The squeeze is on, and McFarlane, Woodhouse, and Stevens and Hall, and I thought that was going to be it for the lot of them, Alex. To be honest, and who's that? Oh, right near the pit wall is McFarlane. He's trying to get them all.
Yeah, it's not over.
Stevens is crash! And off goes Woodhouse, off goes Stevens, off goes nobody else. It's fine.
Ross checking a little bit. What's that done? Well, that's released Ross McFarlane and Michael Hall into 2nd and 3rd place. Fluke dropping down the order. Looks like he's retiring from this one. Oh no.
Oh, hello. What's that? It's Whitehead. He's in the middle of the course. Oh no, that's Woodhouse, isn't it? Is that Woodhouse? I think it was Woodhouse is the only one to collect. Oh no, it wasn't Woodhouse. Who was it?
Who else was involved in that?
It was a GT Omega car with the British flag on the top.
There's another one that went flying up. Is it Johnston? No, it wasn't Johnston.
Oh, it might have been Dave Crozier that hit Woodhouse there, you know. Not hit Woodhouse, that hit Whitehead, sorry. I think it is Dave Crozier.
Let's see if we can get this replay, and then we'll catch back up with the accident. I need to go back further than that. One of the boosted cars, was that John Roberts? I think that was Roberts, wasn't it? No. As well on the left-hand side. Let me go back further.
Oh yeah, Roberts has dropped way down the order. He was in 6th place. Oh, and he's now hit somebody else.
See exactly what happened. Oh, there's a couple of rejoins.
We've got to say as well, I will point out, Alex, that we are missing our colleague Adam Bath tonight. Not very well, so Adam, rest up, get ready for the last 2 weeks of the Showdown. Hope you're watching tonight. Sure he is.
Well, looking at that, I think that was 3 into 1, the 2 boosted cars, and Kip obviously trying to defend for absolutely everything there.
I think he lost the rear a little bit, didn't he?
Right, where are we? 5 laps to go, and we have a 7.2 second lead for Bond.
Look at this battle.
The hunt is on. I tell you what.
It's to a battling though, Alex. This
is what I was going to say. If they go at it, I feel like they've got the pace. They were 7/10 quicker last lap. I feel like and that was with all that shenanigans going on. I feel like they could catch Laura. If they battle, then they're not going to.
I think they were already through before that, though, weren't they? Really? Well, some of it, I suppose. I don't think they'll get there. To be honest, well, I mean, you know, it's tough, isn't it? Hall is super quick. But so's McFarlane, and McFarlane doesn't want to let Hall run away into second place either, does he?
Yeah, I mean, right now Baxter is
after the teams championship. So.
Yeah, I mean Baxter's in 35th place, so right now McFarlane's looking at extending his lead considerably after I think he probably lost it in the last race. The points haven't been updated, so
the Baxter's actually lost 3 spots from where he started. So. And just a quick rundown of the retirements: Michael Avdoka, Kip Stevens, Mark Woodhouse, Jamie Flukes, Sven Glatzel, Johnny Brandon, Colin Cunniff, Scott Malcolm, David Baker and Brian Holmes. 6.8 seconds is the gap.
4/10 that lap, nothing, you know. I think they're looking a little bit more behind than they are in front, but actually it was a good lap from Laura as well, one of the best she's put in, 38.8. So she continues to push on.
But I've been in a very similar position. I've told everybody who's watched this channel probably knows. I took a win in Montreal a couple of years ago, and I had exactly the same situation. Remember, Alex? There was a lot going on behind, and the gap was built for me, and I had Baker chasing me. And all you have to do is try to keep consistent pace. Try not to think about the gap. Try to just hit your marks and do that. And you know, I was fortunate enough. I did manage to do that. But I'm hoping, I've still got my fingers crossed for Laura, because put this into perspective, Alex, we've done probably 400 races or more since we started covering the BSRTC. Laura Bond hasn't taken a win, but she's been close so many times. Podiums, top 5s. There was a photo finish at Silverstone one time. And, you know, you just want this win to come, just so that she can get this one off, you know, get this one hecked off.
It's going to be like a bus, isn't it? You know,
like Mika Hakkinen.
They're all going to come. She's going to get 2 or 3 more. You know, this long wait. Really hope. I mean, and 39.0 that time. Hall does 38.7. They're only caught up 0.3 of a second. There's 3 laps to go here. It's all going to come down to whether or not there's any mistakes made now by Bond. Keep a clean car. Don't make any mistakes. Don't get any more off tracks. We've got a little bit of traffic. Whitehead trying his best not go 2 laps down.
His car is absolutely mullered, isn't it? And he got a big hit as well when he was sideways to the track. He got clobbered by, I think it was Dave Crozier.
Oh, sorry, Andrew, I need to cut off. Front and Blackhall having a great little battle right now. So Front moving past, runs in a little bit deep, and gets the crossover on him.
Oh yeah, on the inside is the Australian. Oh, it's good from front though, isn't it, to fight back. That's a lovely piece of driving from Martin Front. Made the initial, not really a mistake, but he went wide originally a little bit. And Blackhall went up the inside, and super job. It's not easy once you're passed in that section, is it, Alex, to fight back immediately?
Not at all. I mean, that literally just came because I think he took a tiny little bit of speed in there. Jake just sticking his nose back up there as well. So that was just good battling all round.
3 laps to go, and it becomes less of a situation for Laura Bond about whether she will be caught. It's more about whether she's going to complete the race, I think, now, because the times 1:39.8, that was lapping some traffic. I can understand the caution there. Michael Hall 38.8, 1 second quicker, but only 2 laps of Interlagos to go. 3 minutes of racing, not a long time, Alex, and especially when Ross McFarlane is breathing down Michael Hall's neck.
Yeah, no, those two definitely battling. I think they will come across to Whitehead as well in the next lap or so as too. So it's going to cost them time getting by him. So honestly, I think Laura is safe. 5.2 seconds is the live timing.
Keep it on the island. That's all you need to do.
Having a look at a battle
keep
further
that
back.
pace up, though. You cannot go too cautiously.
Atkinson and his it wasn't his teammate. It's Nathan Davis that he's battling with as well. So that's 26th place. Wojciech Savidovic just ahead of him.
Paul Smith in 21st, and yeah, Baker out. He had a bit of a shocking showdown, really, hasn't he? I mean, he's in 3rd, but had a lot of good fortune. His title potential has really gone down the pan. Maybe with just this one DNF that he's had here.
Down to 4.7 seconds now. Hall has cleared McFarlane and seems to be pushing on now. So this will be a good lap from Hall. I just don't think it's going to be good enough.
Whitehead's done a decent job, actually, considering how bad his car was, to hang on to the leader. I think he's just decided, well, I can just go a little bit quicker, and this is a nice gap to just kind of fit in, isn't it? Away from any danger, away from anything that might possibly put him 2 laps down. That's the last thing he wants for boosted, remember, as well, in the teams championship, because, well, they are leading the AM category at the moment, and Whitehead just needs to score some points for the team.
That's exactly what he's going to do here. Right, I'll focus on Laura for the rest of the lap. Important race. Could it be her first ever victory in the series?
Well, this is a moment that she has wanted for quite some time, and I say we've wanted it as well, because we have to point out that it'll be the first time that a lady has won a BSRTC race, and that in itself is a big thing.
She always had the potential, I think. So just not the luck more than anything.
Been in the winning positions before. She's made mistakes. She's been caught up in things. Been pipped on the line. But this time there will be no photo finish. There will be no mistakes. Powering out of Yun Xiao for the final time on lap 10 of round 121 of the 2017 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, and coming through to take the checkered flag after over 500 races is Laura Bond.
Fantastic drive from Laura. She did exactly what she needed to. Great drive from Hall as well. And McFarlane, they had a good race. Good result for McFarlane. Absolutely load of points caught up on Baxter there as well. I think he'll regain the lead in the championship. What else is going on out there? I say what else is going on out there. They've all crossed the line by the time we start looking back.
They have. That's how close it is. Brilliant.
That's it. They're all through. 30 seconds. Oh no, Stephen Baxter. I'm guessing he has some damage somewhere, because 39 seconds back, he just stayed out of trouble. His car has got a little bit of damage on the front right, so scored points. That's all that matters for him in this one, and actually puts himself in a reasonable position for a reverse grid result.
Dave Baker says we'd best interview Laura. I think that's a requirement, isn't it? Surely. Only that'll be a requirement after the first win. You've got to go into the commentary box. I remember my first win, I was a little bit dumbfounded in the commentary box, but yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. And so that's a good moment. That's a great moment for the season, and yeah, something to definitely remember for all of us as well, I think.
Of course, valuable points to move her up in the AM Championship as well. She's not out of that by any means, so
you cannot deny that.
Still, in the running. Let me see how many points back.
She will struggle because she did. McFarlane did beat her in the first race, and she has beaten McFarlane this time, but only by a couple of places. So
Well, if I'm being really, really honest, it's going to take some DNS, I think, for Laura to get into for a chance to win. But I definitely feel that she has an opportunity to finish in the top 3.
I think that might have just put her ahead of John Roberts, possibly.
Well, Roberts just DNF'd there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Beat Verke as well. So yeah, got a great opportunity to finish 3rd overall.
I haven't actually noticed Roy today. Is he actually here?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I don't think he's actually here, is Roy. I thought I hadn't seen his name out there today, but yeah, very good. I think, again, this meeting has been excellent. We're only halfway through it. So, Laura Bond takes the win. First time in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship ahead of Michael Hall. 3.8 seconds was the gap. In reality, it was a bit more than that. Ross McFarlane in 3rd, Jake Blackhall 4th, Martin Front in 5th, Pete Newman 6th, 7th, Richard Gore, 8th, Michael Blake, 9th, Lorne Murray, and 10th is Stuart McFadden. Pete Harrod in 11th, ahead of Stelian Shepelevsky. And both of those guys, I've got to say how those two came through the field. 27 positions gained each. Excellent. Josh Simmons, 28 positions gained. He finished in 14th behind Diogo Melro. Alex Smolensky in 15th. Adam McNally 16th. 17th for Nicole Foggy. That was a great drive through the field as well. He started 41st. Max Wright finished 18th ahead of Maciek Sakovic and Paul Smith. Miguel Freitas in 21st. Wojciech Svidovic 22nd. That was decent from Wodge, definitely. Nathan Davis in 23rd. 24th for Ben Hackerson. 25th, Stuart Atkinson. 26th for Thorstein Helgeson. Cesare Rizzo 27th. 28th, Lee Deemer. 29th, Jamie Ayres, Mark Johnson in 30th, and 31st, Stephen Baxter. The attrition rate went up, didn't it? Along with the excitement in that race. And Dan Kraft was the first of the men who didn't finish. Neither did Josh Thompson or John Roberts or Andrew Whitehead, but they will be, well, in fact, they did finish the race, but they will be classified 1 lap down. They will score some points. The retirements, Dave Crozier, Rob Graham, Craig McLeod Evans, Mark Woodhouse, Stevens, Michael Evdoka, Jamie Fluke, Sven Glatzel, Johnny Brandon, Colin Cunniff, Scott Malcolm, and then David Baker out on the first lap, as was Brian Holmes.
Let's see if I can get the replay before I do the wheel. I should do the wheel really, but of what happened to Baker. So obviously this is quite a critical one.
Yeah.
See that, and then we'll bring up the wheel.
It wasn't far from the back of the grid, was it?
Oh, there was a massive sort of concertina effect in there. Baker's just minding his own business, and I think somehow, he just gets collected. And as if that little damage caused that terminal suspension failure. Unbelievable.
Oh.
It was, he was just so calm and steady in there. He, wasn't pushing it or anything. Gutted for him.
I've got to say that Dan Kraft not scoring that well either, and Glatzel as well down there, so big names biting the dust.
Right, let's get the wheel up then and get this ready for the next race. Is it going to end up? Decent spin this time. The fall's coming back into play. Oh, easy. Absolutely easy. There's no way.
For the fall?
It's that. Yep, fault again.
Well, that should be Andrew Whitehead, because he was the last car classified. So if it is, then he'll go on to pole with his teammate John Roberts. Josh Thompson will be back up on the second row, and then Dan Kraft alongside him with Stephen Baxter in 5th. Well, what a great 2 races we've had tonight so far on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. We've still got half the meeting to go, so if you're thinking about going anywhere, don't. Stay with us here on the BSRTC.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's going to be into the stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, the BSRTC here at Interlagos. Andrew Woodhouse and iRacing Pro Series driver Alex Simpson. And Alex, you'll be getting the old banhammer out if things don't calm down after that last race.
I've got my moderation hat on, ready to, delete some messages on the chat and whatnot. So yeah.
There you go.
So,
He's got his profanity filter ready.
You know what? That's the first time ever we've gained viewers in the advert break. Honestly.
There you go.
We got the highest amount of viewers just because of the drama on the chat. Brilliant.
That is excellent. And
maybe we should do that more often.
By the way, well done to Laura Bond. Fantastic. Well-deserved win. And just to clarify that, he wouldn't have been caught regardless. And that's the last I will say on the matter. Right. On to more pressing matters, which is round 3 of the championship. And, well, after all the, shall we say, the discontent, Alex, of the advert break, look who's on the front row: Andrew Whitehead, John Roberts.
Oh, well, they've got.
Funny how it comes around, isn't it?
Yeah, they got opportunity to bounce back. I mean, of course, they had some serious points taken away in that race with the DNF. So
they still finished the race, though. They're still classified, so they'll still get points, won't they?
Yeah, true. Did they both
won't lose. They'll
Did
lose
they both
some.
finish?
They'll lose some points, but they still gain. They still scored some points.
Oh,
so.
okay, fair. So it wasn't like 100.
Well, they were
points lost.
They were 1 lap down, so that counts as points, doesn't it?
Regardless
of
so
whether
they weren't 100 points lost or anything silly like that.
Well, I think regardless of whether you DNF, DSQ, or am I right? I think now that's the rule, because I believe we were on about this before, and for the purpose of the reverse grid, it was changed, wasn't it? Because it was too difficult to get to determine who was on the pole, basically. So I believe that's how it's going to be. I believe it's going to be 2 boosted cars on the front. And if it is, and they've got a good chance to win the race as well, and get some points back. And everyone's had bad races throughout the season, and it's a bad time to get them, Alex. But nevertheless,
I think for
it's
John,
still a good
John
chance
didn't,
here, isn't it?
John didn't finish though, did he?
He's still classified as -1, so I believe.
Okay, well then,
I believe he's still going to score the points for it. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
because
he did lose points, but not as many.
He's lost points, yeah, definitely, because he was running in sixth. He's running in sixth place, and it was unfortunate how it all happened and everything. But they're still within a fighting chance of getting those points back, and that's the point. We've said points a lot in this and
unfortunately we don't have the live points to update to see how it affected. Come on, Mr. McCarran, wherever you are, update
it
those
will
points.
Be. He's not on the track. That's not where. That's where he isn't.
You're right. You should be doing the points. Come on,
Andrew Whitehead. There, Andrew Whitehead on pole position with John Roberts in 2nd, Josh Thompson 3rd, Dan Kraft in 4th, Stephen Baxter 5th, Mike Johnson 6th, Jamie Ayres 7th. Lee Deemer 8th, Cesare Rizzo 9th, and Thorstein Helgeson in 10th. You know what? If the guys at the front are smart, which they are, they've got a chance to do a similar thing to what Laura did. Haven't they?
No reason why not.
They've got
to start battling further behind. They could run away with it.
But they've got a chance to control the race as well if they get good starts.
Yeah.
Chance to do exactly what they did from the front. So, it does turn around. As the time's going to expire then.
Still a few missing from the grid, so penalties being served.
Here we go then. Ready for the start, round 122. Green light is on. We're away for the 3rd time tonight. Good start by John Roberts. Is going to take the lead here over Andrew Whitehead. Whitehead's going to slot into 2nd place if he can help it. He goes a bit wide into the first corner, then arrests. He gets a nudge as well from the Fanatec car, and that is Josh Thompson. So getting a bit of a nudge is Whitehead through the centre S's, but survives. He's in 3rd at the moment. That's going to be 4th. He got a terrible run off of Curva de Sol. Thompson's going to go through.
Yeah, and Kraft as well. It's going to be a good race between Kraft and Thompson.
Johnston. Sorry.
Yeah, past Andrew as well. Andrew's got the inside line, so he could defend here. Doesn't. And already at the front.
Oh,
Kraft up the inside.
Kraft already for the lead then. Roberts, no match for him this time.
Thompson through as well, almost straight away.
Well, Josh Thompson there.
Oh, no, not quite.
Made some contact at the Pico de Pato, I think. Not the Pico de Pato, the other one.
Trojan, Cloud Evans out. Well, that could be what's going on there.
Craig Evans has had an absolute nightmare. He's retired, I think, from every race so far. I don't know if he retired from race 1. I don't think he finished that well in race 2, and yeah, just a disaster again. Great for the Scottish driver. It's a perfect situation really for Dan Kraft. Maybe the only thing not so perfect is he's got Josh Thompson behind him. Josh Thompson, he's very, very quick here today.
Yeah, I can't see him disappearing, to be honest. I think Josh is going to be with him all the way. Kraft is very good as well, pace-wise, and on the track as well. Will battle hard, so I think this could be pretty exciting. Very similar to what we saw on race 1. What John Roberts needs to do is just stay with these guys, keeping the slipstream, and he's quick, and this will add to that, and he's got every opportunity to stay in a podium position here.
It was Simmons and Davis fanning out all the way to the edge of the track. He's trying to make his way through. He's got the CQR race cars behind. And what I was going to ask you though was, can Thompson take anything from the McLaren into the Kia Optima from his practice at Interlagos? I
think more than anything, you just learn the lines, you know, than anything, like really to nail where absolutely everything is, the canvas of the circuit and things like that, and just track time so important. And I think that's kind of what's helped Josh this week as well. He's done so many laps around here in the last sort of week. He just knows the place like the back of his hand.
Underrated, isn't it, really, that sheer amount of practice, because you just, you end up stopping thinking about driving the track and you just drive it. You don't need any encouragement. You start thinking about the wider race. I think maybe that's what Josh is doing here. But in fairness, Josh always does quite a lot of practice, so he seems to have dialed it in to another level here today. But Dan Kraft, you know how good he is, and it's not going to be easy for Josh to get past him, because he's one of the best drivers in the series, Dan Kraft.
Foggy moving up a place. He's just got past Thorstein Helgeson. He's got Miguel Freitas ahead of him now. That was a good move. Jamie Ayres and Andrew Whitehead separated by 1/10 of a second. Ayres having a little look. I think he's got that one done.
Down the inside, Whitehead left the door open. Ayres said thank you very much.
Got Wojciech Savidovic right behind now as well. So didn't see any of Wojciech, did we, in the last race?
No.
And, yeah, I'm not surprised being, what was it,
45th, I think, on the grid.
45th on the grid, yeah.
26th, I think he finished. Or thereabouts, 23rd maybe. But did he start in this one? 14th, yeah. So still got a job on, really, but being in the top 10, sorry about that, just being in the top 10, he's got a chance maybe of getting into that front pack at least.
Looking at somebody who is in the front pack as well, it's Baxter right up behind Mark Johnston. So this race meet is really ebbing and flowing for Baxter. He's had a very good first race, way back in the second, and a much better third. Where is McFarlane right now? Down in 31st place. So
three wide, Alex Johnston, and I've lost it. It's not Johnston. Who is it? Deemer. It was Deemer, Foggy, and Freitas, I think, and Deemer's come out on top of that one.
Yeah, just seeing the aftermath of it now as well. And yeah, Foggy caught that. He's caught these guys up, haven't they? He's brought. Who else we got there? We got Simmons and Davis as well.
Oh, Foggy hits Freitas into Deemer.
Oh, they're 3 wide again.
Deemer goes wide. Freitas is trying to squeeze Deemer, and that was always going to happen, wasn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, Freitas off to the inside. It all started when Foggy gave Deemer a nudge through turn 4. Interlagos.
The heck of a
Oh,
bump
and
just
Dima
there.
he's just hit Diogo Melro.
Oh, Melro. We haven't seen much of Melro actually today. So, I'm sure what's
there
going on out there.
He was there in race 1, wasn't he? I think he finished in the top 10 there. Oh, Melro coming back on Dima, using him as a guide to help him round the corner, going round the outside of Magulo. Oh, close racing. Now Dima not giving anything here, giving an inch to Melro. The QRS line car still has the outside line. Alex, we've not had an on-board lap yet tonight. We go for one with Melro, maybe?
Good, because we haven't seen much of Melro. Yeah,
if he doesn't get hit, we'll see.
Right into the first corner as he's late on the brakes. A little bit of puff of smoke from someone up ahead. I think that was Davis sweeping through the centre S. Downhill, good line through the second corner. Opens up the left. You can get on the power a lot earlier. Going to be so important with the front wheel drive Kia. A little bit of a wait to get down.
Very clear of Dima now, Alex, as well. So it's got a bit of a gap.
Look for the braking point. Just you want to catch just the low side of the high curb there if you can. If that makes any sense. And
yes,
there's all the curb possible. Get on the power nice and early, and just flat out all the way through here. This long sweeping right. You can imagine it'd be really awkward in the Kia. The car just wanting to push wide all the time, and you can just see not able to pick up the gas. Use all the curb on the right here. Helps sort of pull the car around, and then you've got a lot of camber to the left. One of the tightest corners on the circuit. And Melro using all of that into the tightest corner as well. Always very difficult to get the car stopped. So easy to lock the brakes here. And good exit there. One thing with the Kia, it will come out of that corner lovely. Front wheel drive. Real issues of massive wheel spin into the final corner. It's very deceiving. On the brakes nice and early. Get the apex right. Gets a good drive off up the hill. It's actually a good lap for Melro. He's closed right in on Harrod.
And still closing in. Harrod's got a nice draft as well, though. You can see that. Stablemate, the sister car, the Race Hub team, Melro, of course, for CQR S-Line. Fighting with the rear as he goes into turn 1, but yeah, good battle going on there. That's very nice indeed. Good battle going on for the lead.
Well. Stallion just moved himself past. Oh, for the lead, sorry.
Sorry, no, I was just... Thompson had a big look into Interlagos. Not going. I just noticed they were 1/10 of a second apart coming across the line, so I figured it'd be pretty close. And they got to turn 4. Thompson, he's right. You know what? He's right up his finger, isn't he? Why not?
We haven't used that for a little while, actually.
But that's where he is, and
that all come about.
it was about it was the Pod Fast, wasn't it?
Ah, that was it.
The old ARL, TV when that first started. Yes, the Pod Fast. Ilky and Dange. I don't think there's any evidence of that, unfortunately, left, is there?
Yeah, no, I'm afraid not. What a shame.
Well, there could be, actually.
Oh, on their own channel, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I'll have to dig that up from somebody at some point.
The sausage.
Sausage in a jar, and everything. Nobody's going to have a clue.
No.
Where's Clayton when you need him? He'll know about that. As the old Apex Racing League, which of course became Apex Online Racing as well in the end. Sort of indirectly became Apex Online Racing. A lot of the people still there, actually, from when we were there helping to run the site.
I'm so glad Fissy managed to get it back going again.
He's done a good job with that as well, and Dan as well. They've turned it into a very good league, and do some leagues on iRacing as well. But it's about the BSRTC at the moment.
Baxter and Johnston.
Oh, that's very close.
And Simgear.
Oh, close they are.
Wojciech trying to get a few places as well if he can.
Yes, Vidovic won't say no to an extra spot or two. Points that come with it. To negotiate Baxter and Johnston. No, that's not that easy to do. Baxter, the AM champion in the BSR Formula Renault this year. might be the one and only AM champion of that series. That remains to be seen, of course. But oh, and that's Hackerson. Actually, you know what? We haven't seen Hackerson today, really. But he's up in 8th place now.
Yeah, he had a good first race as well. So in the top 10. But yeah, he's a slow burner, isn't he? Hackerson, really. He's always gone under the radar a little bit. Same with his championship, but he's been there in the showdown and everything. So
I think he had a back of the grid or a DNF or something in one of the races. Thompson going the longest of the long ways round on the main straight. Going to set Kraft up here, Alex, for this massive cutback. Look at this. Oh, he's almost hitting him. He's that close.
And Baxter had a big old look as well into turn 1 in the background. 3 laps to go.
The problem you've got, mate, is if you do the cutback exceptionally well from turn 1, then you usually end up running into the car, or there's nowhere really for you to go on the exit of 2.
Very, very often the case, and you just have to get out of the gas.
Oh, speaking of getting out of the gas, Thompson might have to do that just now because he was right there with Kraft. Thompson trying the outside of Ferradura. You're going to struggle here. Get that one done. He'll be able to set him up through. Very tight right, but that's beautifully done by Dan Kraft.
It was fantastic from Kraft. Just took in enough speed to make sure that he was clear and could track out wide there.
Had a good couple of seasons, Dan Kraft. And he won 12 races last year. Well, and so far in this season, I'm just trying to get the stats up there.
He was absolutely title contender at the start of the season. Made it into the showdown, and unfortunately had a few DNFs, didn't he, at the start of the showdown? It's made his job feel difficult.
But this is a man who's won 17 races in the last 2 years, Daniel Kraft. And over the last 2 years, I should say. Josh Thompson, his newfound form in the Kia Optima. But look at this, it's bring... contact's there! And that's going to bring Roberts right into play. He's the AM champion of 2015.
I think Roberts is going to stay there. He's doing exactly like I said, you know, using that slipstream, he's going to make it very difficult.
Kraft nudges Thompson, he comes across, he squeezes him, Thompson loses the rear, Roberts is through into 2nd place, and well, that got a bit feisty, didn't it? Handbags at dawn, really. Yeah. And Kraft just moving across just a tiny bit. Not far different to Suzuka, really.
No, not too different at all. Not sure there was the space there that left this time, but it just narrows down there, doesn't it? So
it narrows anyway, yes, and then coming across when there's a car on the outside, it's risky from Kraft. It's not so much not illegal as such, but it wasn't far off. Well, Roberts now is the closest challenger to Kraft, and we're about to start the final lap, Alex. It's nearly over already.
Yep. Yeah.
What's that? That's Ackerson having a look on 41. That's Jamie Ayres. So 7th and 8th.
Very close. Wojciech behind Johnston as well. Too far back to do anything for the lead in this few laps. But I think Thompson might have a go at Roberts here.
Roberts has got a big slipstream off of Kraft. He's late on the brakes, Roberts, as well. This is Thompson. Roberts all the way around the outside. Thompson doesn't give him the space and pays for it. That's why you give people room, Josh, to end up on the grass. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. There you have to, especially when you're on the outside, because you're always on to the loser there.
By the way, this lot are hitting each other. I think it's...
Oh, this time it's loud. Well, that's Johnston up the inside. The only poor issue there for... Oh, run out very, very wide. Wojciech would capitalise on this as well.
Is he going to go through the Polish driver, reigning champion, number 1 on the car? Oh, and Johnston. Oh, he hits Davidovich.
Thompson will try and throw it back up the inside. Baxter up there as well. He's now the highest Fanatec car.
Thompson went all the way off and went down to... he went down quite a way.
All that battling, just let Baxter sneak past John Roberts, that's the last thing he wanted.
Kraft's away as well. Dan Kraft is away and clear. Just a third of a lap to go here at Interlagos. And we've had a fantastic meeting. This is the best meeting of touring car racing we've had in a long time here at the Sao Paulo venue. Through the final corner we go then for Daniel Kraft and for the rest of them. Kraft's going to take the win here. Car number 3. He's going to be driven to his 6th win of the season. And in the showdown this time, Daniel Kraft takes the checkered flag, and it's going to be Johnston. He was 4th with a lap to go, Alex, and up into 2nd.
Yeah, great racing from Johnston. Slowly bought that package.
Crashed somebody into the wall. So it's an Apex car into the wall.
Nathan Davis. How did that happen? He needs to get the car turned.
Turn around, do a 3-point turn.
Have a look, just going to see
Be
this on
forever doing
replay.
that.
Looks like he's got one of the Northern Lights guys just to the right of him.
Oh, now he's doing. Oh dear. Could have gone the other way, mate. Reversed it back.
Who was the Northern Lights guy? That don't look too pretty.
Look at that.
I think Navis has just run out the Northern Lights guy a little bit wide. And
onto the grass, is it? Let's have a look.
That's one for the admins, I'm afraid, but I get the feeling that'll be protested. Davis
left the space, I think eventually, not straight away. It is Foggy. Or Foggy. So Davis runs him out wide, he goes onto the grass, comes back on. Davis leaves in the space and he comes back on fairly sharply, doesn't he, really? That was a big smash for Davis. I don't think he could have done a better job with getting it back onto the road, mind you. But yeah, still, that's not a great thing to happen on the last lap. That one will go with the stewards, but what a great victory for Daniel Kraft. And he takes his 6th win of the season ahead of Mark Johnston, with Wojciech Swidovic in 3rd, Stephen Baxter in 4th, John Roberts in 5th. So Roberts bouncing back from a poor finish in race 2. Josh Thompson in 6th, Jamie Ayres in 7th, Ben Hackerson 8th, Andrew Whitehead 9th, George Simmons 10th. So 4 boosted cars in the top 10. I guess that didn't work out too badly for them at all, did it, in the end? Pete Harradin 11th, Diogo Melro 12th, Stelin Chepelevsky 13th, Alexander Smolensky 14th, Paul Smith 15th, and Nico Foggy in 16th. Sven Glatzel gained 26 spots as is customary, up to 17th place. Maciek Sakovic in 18th, Adam McNally 19th, and 20th for Miguel Freitas. Thorsten Helgeson was 21st, ahead of Jake Blackall, with Richard Gore 23rd, Ross McFarlane 24th, and David Baker 25th. Stuart Atkinson was 26th, with Pete Newman 27th, Stuart McFadden 28th, Brian Holmes 29th, and 30th for Colin Cunniff. Johnny Brandon in 31st, 32nd for Mark Woodhouse, Martin Front 33rd, Lorne Murray in 34th, Laura Bond 35th this time, reasonably close to the front of the grid. Could be another reverse grid front row for her. Scott Malcolm just behind Michael Odoka in 36th and 37th, Michael Blake 38th, Robert Graham 39th, Rizzo down to 40th after starting 9th. Unfortunately for him, Michael Hall 41st, not a great showing for Hall either, or Stevens. And then Davis, well, we saw what happened to him in the end. Max Wright, Lee Deemer, Jamie Fluke, Craig McLeod-Evans and Dave Crozier were our 5 retirements, Mr. Simpson.
Yeah, I just want to pick up on that. As we saw the replay, I mean, once we looked on board, it doesn't look like there's any kind of malice or anything in that, so I want to make that clear. Just all a bit unfortunate, I think, how the car sort of got caught grip once it come back off of the grass. So
no intention.
No intention whatsoever. No. I think I might have sort of implied that, but absolutely not the case. So unfortunately, I think Nicole will still probably receive a protest for it because of the amount of places that Nathan lost there, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It wasn't the best rejoin to the track ever, but Davis did put him on the grass.
Yeah, exactly. It was hard.
So it's kind of
hard racing both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might just be a racing incident for me. I think. Okay, reverse grid wheel time then, and it's the final one of the evening, and we're about to see who's going to be on pole for round 4, and it's been such a good meeting so far tonight. 3 brilliant races, and I failed to see that we can't get another one. Maybe we hope for Oh, you know what, Alex? I'm going to be cheeky. Maybe we hope for some carnage this time. There's been no carnage.
It's been a little bit. Don't tell the boosted guys that, they'll have you. Right, well, we haven't got a fall this time. 30th place, which might as well be what it would have been if it was a fall. No, it wouldn't.
No, there were 43 finishes. So. Did he say 30th?
30th, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who finished below that. Colin Cunniff is going to go on to pole. Brian Holmes in second, and it's going to be the first visit to anywhere near the front of the grid tonight for Stuart McFadden, Pete Newman, and even Stuart Atkinson. So that's going to be interesting. Dave Baker will be starting 6th, so that is a good chance for him to take home some big points and keep his championship chances somewhat alive. Okay, thanks for joining us for the first 3 races of the evening. We still have one more to go here on the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. You'd be foolish to miss this last race, let's face it. So hopefully you won't make a fool out of yourself. We'll be back soon.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
It's the final race of the evening tonight, the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. The sun is out, the sun is setting, and Alex Simpson, what a meeting we've had so far. If this last race is anything like that, then I think we might be able to call it maybe the best meeting we've ever had.
Oh yeah, it's got to be right up there. We have had some epic ones. I definitely agree that race one is the best race we've ever had.
Best race one we've ever had, at least. And the drivers will be hoping that they can finish the afternoon with race 4 being a good one as well. Colin Cunniff on the pole with Brian Holmes second, Stuart McFadden third, Pete Newman fourth, fifth for Stuart Atkinson. Once again, David Baker starting in sixth, Ross McFarlane seventh, Richard Gore eighth, Jake Blackall ninth, and Thorstein Helgeson in 10th. This is going to be good. 48 cars out there. The track temperature is up to 36 degrees. Going to get hotter on the racetrack now. Green light is on. Local away from the line on the uphill start. Good work by Cunniff to immediately clear Stuart McFadden. Get ahead. It was already ahead of Holmes. Holmes hasn't been too hot on the starts tonight. But he's down to third. Fourth is Newman. Fifth is McFarlane.
Everybody so far through turn 1, 2 and 3. They're 3 wide a bit further back. Oh, that could get a bit tasty right to the left of the screen, but I think everybody's through.
I think we're okay so far. Seeing to decide Interlagos whether there's anything. All looks well and good. A couple of drivers running a bit wide, Alex, but that is about it. They continue on their merry way. Someone else continuing on his way is Colin Cunniff. We have to mention as well Northern Lights Racing. They have a subtle livery change here today. Purple instead of blue. Just distinguish them, I think, a little bit more. It's quite, like I say, it's quite subtle. It's not easily noticeable, but when you get close like this, then certainly, yeah, you can see that. It looks pretty smart.
Yeah, I've always liked their liveries. Just yeah, just like you say, it's not over the top, is it? But just
No.
you know, looks like a a proper race car livery.
Brian Holmes and Stuart McFadden battling over second place. We've seen both men in the past doing exceptionally well in this series. McFadden's not had a great meeting, but we'll be hoping to make amends with a good finish here. Dave Baker is at the back of the group as well. We mentioned he started in P6. Stuart McFadden moving out of the slipstream there. Taking a look into the centre S. Was he defending from Brian Holmes? Holmes will be hoping he can force him to defend throughout this first sector, but I think McFadden gets through there well enough to stay in front of Holmes.
Yeah, no problems whatsoever. We haven't lost anybody in the first lap.
Oh, contact between Vidovic. Was it Vidovic? No, it wasn't Vidovic. Who is it? It was an Apex car. Ah.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is.
It was an Apex car and it was a Northern Lights racing car. There was a Northern Lights racing car on the grass going down the straight. I think it was Liam Chepelevsky and Nico Foggy actually. I thought it might have been Savidovic, but it's the orange mirrors, not the red ones.
Yeah, they're right next to each other, so it could well have been.
Oh! Chepelevsky hits Smith. Smith just in front, and you can see behind Melrose. That group, Alex, can you see it? Melrose, Simmons, Thompson, and on the inside, I think it's Helgeson. 54, yeah, it is.
Yeah, good little battle, that one.
All sorts of battles going on throughout the field. There's Thompson dives up the inside into Yuan Zhao. It's a good move by Josh, but Simmons is going through as well. George Simmons, like a good move there by the Showdown contender. Have you seen the bonnet off that? Oh no, it's just crinkled.
Yeah, it's just the way it looks, isn't it?
From a distance, I think, yeah. I can hear cars sliding into the centre S's, and I think
Gore and Baker side by side.
I think Atkinson might have just been punted a little bit by Glatzel, I think it is.
Richard Gore, obviously back this week after the birth of his little girl.
Congratulations to them, to Richard, his partner, wife, I'm not sure. But yeah, hopefully you're all doing.
Oh, look at this,
great
McNally and
there.
co, all around there. Glatzel's in there, that's very, very close. Stuart Atkins, Miguel Freitas. And just behind them is Sakovic as well.
Yeah, Maciek Sakovic in there. Ahead of the CQR car of Paul Smith, former Club Series champion and a former Club Series commentator, side by side. That looks... Sakovic is getting the upper hand on this occasion. And fighting back on the inside. In front of them is Freitas, car number 99.
Oh, and there's Pack behind as well. Stellion and Foggy still going at it, side by side. Ahead of them, it's Sakovic and Smith.
Sakovic is good, he's through. No quarter given there against the CQR driver. Sakovic staying ahead. And ahead still of Stellion Chepelevsky and Foggy and Smolensky. And you mentioned Smolensky needs a good result, Alex, in the break.
Oh, he does, absolutely. He's going to drop out. Really. Yeah, he's going to drop out the chance of being able to still win this if he doesn't have a good result today.
Diogo
Melrose.
Melrose coming in very hot, hits Chepelevsky. Well done, nearly.
Yeah, it's all okay.
Ethan Sakovic is still side by side. Foggy and Cheppy side by side.
So close. At the front. Andrew 3 wide into turn 4.
Oh, here we were. Stuart McFadden says thank you very much. I will take the lead. And that's how he did it. 3 wide. Ridiculous behaviour there.
Take a little look at that back again.
Oh, Cunniff's missed Ferradura altogether. And that'll be Holmes through into second. We've seen in the past, Alex, once Brian Holmes gets a sniff of a win, he does definitely turn it on a little bit.
Yeah, Holmes really tried there, didn't he? And through the middle.
There's all Look at that behind them as well. There's all sorts going on. You see Pete Newman challenging McFarlane for fourth. He might be able to get this one done on the outside in Magulo, but gonna have the outside for Yunshao. Oh, and he uses it well, doesn't he? Uses that outside line beautifully, gets a nice run, but he's not going to get the slipstream.
It's going to be a straight out drag race. Who's got the most wing on the back of this car? Well, I think we're still close enough behind McFarlane, aren't they, to get a bit of draft there, and McFarlane actually sort of gives both of them a bit.
Yeah, inadvertently helping Newman there. Did Ross McFarlane, and side by side between Gore and Baker for 6th and 7th. Blackhole just behind them trying to join the party. He might make it 3 wide. At the end of the straight, if you can get close enough. So Stuart McFadden leading. Ryan Holmes in 2nd, and 3rd it's Ross McFarlane. Oh, Newman wide. Interlagos, he just lost a bit of the grip. Washed out a little. What can Colin Cunniff do? Can he go all the way around the outside again? Ferradura and Lavangina into the hairpin. Big wide line for Cunniff. Beautiful line from Cunniff, Alex.
Yeah, it does that perfectly, doesn't he? Got his car in front now as well. Knuckled down, 1.6 seconds ahead is McFarlane. Needs to get back on his teammate's tail. Who's that coming in? I think it was Richard Gore? Yeah, on Blackhall there. So they're still side by side as well. Behind them they've got Sven Glatzel. Glatzel's been a bit absent from this race meeting.
He did get in about 27 places in the second race. But yeah, we've not really seen him near the front at all.
Oh, Holmes, 1/10 of a second off of McFadden now.
Right there. The automatic driver makes him go around the outside. Madden defending the inside hard. He slides the car, he runs a bit wide. Uses Holmes as a buffer. Holmes trying to cut back. And this might allow McFarlane to come back through Curve de Sol.
Points have been updated for us as well, and Baxter leads from McFarlane by 3 points in the AM Championship. So this is important for McFarlane to get the lead back at the end of this race meeting.
Look how far over McFadden is, Alex, defending the line. He's not left himself the best line for Decido Lago.
He'll get stopped, doesn't he, though? That's good. And actually, McFarlane gets a good run here on Holmes. Have to go around the outside. They're still battling behind Blackwell and Baker.
Newman's got ahead of Cunniff as well. And it's Baker. Holmes having a look at McFadden, thinks about a go. First of the hairpins. That is Pinarino, which is just hairpin in Portuguese. And then Bico de Pato, the duck's beak.
Oh, who was that? That was could be a slowdown penalty for. Not sure who it is. Newman. Newman took so much of the inside curve there. How did he get away with that without a penalty?
It's okay, I think. Yeah. Still going, Pete Newman in 5th place.
That said, he's dropped back 1.3 seconds from McFarlane, so I think he's inadvertently served that, kept the pack behind him. Clever driving, not always easy to do.
Oh, Blackhole's on the grass, that's not the way round. And then Baker very nearly hits the concrete wall on the Armco on the inside.
Baker had a massive incident here last year as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Lost him.
Good move by David this time. The inside keeps it. Blackhole. Oh, Blackhole gets pushed onto the grass by the Northern Lights racing car. Tremendous battling all the way through the field. Look at this for the lead. Side by side again, McFadden. Very shallow line into Decido de Lago, Alex, and that might just give Holmes a slight opening.
Have to go around the outside again if he's going to make it stick. Farlin just being patient behind.
Oh, very late on the brakes is Holmes. He's trying everything he can to wrestle the lead away from Stuart McFadden. No! Almost some literal wrestling there. And McFarlane hits both of them inadvertently. hit McFadden into Holmes.
All of a sudden, that pack has warmed back up.
Oh, and Holmes into the lead. He's cleared him. And then he nearly left the door open again.
Baxter's right there now. That would be my concern.
What if you were McFarlane?
That's it, exactly.
Baxter's 20th though.
Sorry, Baker. I meant Baker, sorry.
Well, yeah, Baker would be a concern. Baxter, unfortunately, probably not at this point.
No.
Stephen is behind Wojciech Sabinovic in 20th, like I said.
It's crazy right now. I mean, it's Baxter actually who's had the best meeting, but if this race carries on, then it will be McFarlane. That's how
Surprising that, isn't it?
Yeah, this is how tight this championship is, how easy it can swing.
Did Ross have a DNF somewhere?
Say again?
Did Ross have a DNF?
No, there's only 2 points in it at the start of the race. There's 3 points in it the other way now.
No, but okay. But no, I was thinking I've seen McFarlane near the front. I haven't seen really Baxter near the front at all.
Oh no, he's had 2 races where he's been at the front and 2 a bit further back. So it's just that McFarlane's been the opposite side. Fluke retiring again. He's had another shocking meeting. I have to say.
First race was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since then, Baker's through into third. McFadden didn't have the greatest lap there, but Baker's managed to get past McFarlane. McFarlane runs a bit right. Look who's joined the party again, Pete Newman. Alex, after the slowdown or the mistake or whatever it was he had that put him back into that second group, he's back there, he's within touching distance, and he's got a real shot at this top 4. Look at this pack, in fact, first down to 25th is 8 seconds. Contact. You hear it, just little bits of it. Oh, the 3 wide coming out of the hairpin. That is Sakovic, Smolensky, and that might be Baxter, is it?
No, it's Baxter.
Wow. Thompson, that's a big one. That's a massive one for Josh Thompson. He's into the tyre barrier. What on earth happened there?
I'm just going to watch that back on replay.
That was a big crash. It's with Smolensky. Oh, he put Smolensky off the course. Or Smolensky went off the course. Yeah, Thompson put Smolensky off the track and Smolensky had to come back on the track. What it looked like to me. Big crash.
Wow.
Well, we said we wanted a tiny bit of carnage. So I think that's the quarter of today's carnage, I think. Baker versus McFadden. Baker's going to take second place here, and this is where, and when Baker decides, Alex, he wants to flick that switch, you can tell, and he needs to now. He's got 9 races left. He needs to wring as many points out of this Interlagos meeting, which has not been that much of a successful one for him. And he needs to go to Road America. He needs to win a couple of times at least, you would think, in order to even take it to Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You've got to take it all the way there. I mean, anything can happen. Final race. There's 2 great meetings left at Road America, and you got to fight until the very end. You just don't know. Anyone can get collecting somebody else's incident very, very easily. Holmes using all the track and more just to try and get a good run.
Look at what we mentioned earlier on in the show. Lewis Hamilton, 2008. He didn't give up and effectively lost the world title, and he still came back. And you can say what you want about Lewis Hamilton, but he didn't give up, mate. Last corner in a wet race.
Yep, yeah, exactly.
Did the business on Mr. Timo Glock there. Here comes Baxter, Baker. Damn it.
I've got you in it.
That's it. David Baker into the lead. Head of Holmes. It's definitely Holmes. I can't get that one wrong. Here we go, final lap of the race, Alex. Final lap of the meeting. Oh, and Gore. Gore and Glatzel hitting each other, I think. Here we go then. Where's it going to be for Holmes if he's got a chance of getting this back on Baker, Alex?
I think he'll wait till the start-finish line and just try and get an absolute fantastic exit out of the final corner. use the draft, see if he can just pip his nose in front on the line. We've seen it happen many a times, even in the MX5s on Tuesday night happened.
I wonder if he...
well, that's going
McFadden
to
with the
pay
nudge.
dividends to that. So.
McFadden with the bump and run. Brian Holmes will not be happy about that. Has he got damage to the wheels? Looks okay. Oh, and he throws it back up the inside on McFadden. He's had enough of the Scotsman.
Oh, then there's contact further back as well. Who was that? Recovering Smith?
Oh, and up the inside with a mugging is Ross McFarlane. He's mugged Stuart McFadden on the last corner. Can he keep it? Will it be Holmes? But he's going to be David Baker that comes through to keep his title chances alive. With victory at Interlagos, it's going to be Holmes. Then it's going to be, is it going to be McFadden? Is it going to be McFarlane? It's McFarlane by half a tin. That was a close battle. And again, Alex, we can't really talk about the rest of them because they're already through.
It's crazy. I remember once we got called out for not, for watching the leader go around half a lap, But here, it's if you watch him go around 2 corners, the grids come through. That's it, they're all go.
Unbelievable race. And, that's, again, just the strength of the BSRTC. You thought the first race was close, Alex, but this one, top 16 within 16 seconds. The top 31 within 17 seconds. Top 39 within 26.
Yeah, very, very close. Fortunately, we lost a few more at the end. It was looking really, really strong for another, 1 or 2. But, what did we lose? 6 people in the end? 6, 7 people in the end? So
we did indeed. And I'm going to go through the finishing order, and then we're going to have, hopefully, some interviews for you with the drivers. David Baker, then, winning the race. He started 6th. Could be his lucky position because, well, taking his win. And that, for him, this season is win number 9. Brian Holmes in 2nd. He's been a winner this season as well. Ross McFarlane in 3rd. Stuart McFadden 4th. And Colin Cunniff in 5th. 3 Scotsmen there in the top 5. Pete Newman in 6th with Jake Blackhall 7th. Miguel Freitas 8th. Sven Glatzel 9th. And Richard Gore in 10th. Solid finish for Paul Smith in 11th, as it was for Nicole Foggy in 12th. Adam McNally 13th, Stelian Chepelevsky 14th, Diogo Melro in 15th. It was 16th for Wojciech Svidovic, 17th for Stephen Baxter, who does now, I think, lose the lead of the AM category. Stuart Atkinson in 18th place, with Dan Kraft 19th and 20th for George Simmons. 21st was Maciek Sakovic, 22nd Pete Harrod, 23rd Alex Smolensky, Ben Hackerson 24th, Thorstein Helgeson 25th, Jamie Ayres 26th, 27th was Andrew Whitehead, Michael Hall in 28th, 29th for Michael Blake, and 30th for Nathan Davies, with Craig McLeod-Evans in 31st, Paul Murray 32nd, Rob Graham 33rd, Laura Bond 34th, Cesare Rizzo in 35th, 36th Scott Malcolm, 37th Max Wright, Lee Demon 38th, 39th for Kip Stevens, and 40th John Roberts. Then the retirements were Michael Evdoka, Josh Thompson, Dave Crozier, Johnny Brandon, Jamie Fluke, Martin Front, Mark Johnston, and Mark Woodhouse.
While we wait for a few people to come in for an interview, we'll talk about the points very quickly because they have been updated. Wojciech Svidovic now has a 143 point lead. And Stelian in 2nd place. George Simmons up to 3rd. Baker 4th.
But like
overall.
You said, Simmons is going to miss a race.
Simmons is going to miss one, yeah. So he'll be a little gutted because I feel like he thinks that 3rd place could have been his, but yeah, unfortunately he's away. Foggy up to 5th place. Then it's Harrod. He moved up 2 places this meeting as well. So good job from him. Hall and then Kraft. And in the AM Championship, it's a 16-point lead now for McFarlane. So he's built up, a further 14 points this race meeting. So that AM Championship is so close. The points barely changing. Back and forth all night it was. Baxter in 2nd place. Laura Bond with her good meeting, moves herself up into 3rd place in the AM Championship as well. Just ahead of John Roberts, who dropped down a place. Apex Racing, 678 points in the lead, followed by CQ S-Line and then Race Hub. Northern Lights Raced In have also jumped Pro Sim tonight, so the 2 AM teams beating the Pro team there as well.
Pro Sim actually got a win, and they've fallen down the standings.
Yeah, the way it goes. Of course, these are provisional points as well. So, top driver for the night is Wojciech Davidovich, 339 points. Delian Czepeleski, 315. George Simmons, 310. McFarlane was 301 for the AM. Then it's Baxter, 287. And McNally, 284. Teams were Apex on 974. CQR Race Hub, 924. And S-Line on 912. So that's 2 weeks in a row, I think, that the Race Hub guys have pipped the A team, if you would have it. And then Northern Lights were the top Pro team.
There we go. Thanks, Alex, for that. And
where's Laura? Come on, Laura. Don't be shy. Come and say hello. Get in that waiting room. We'll drag you up for a quick interview.
tell you what, shall we grab Josh? We always seem to bring.
Push people wine and stuff.
We always seem to bring Josh in last.
Hello.
So this time we'll bring him in first. Mr. Thompson, hello.
Hello. I wasn't expected to be in first for once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
hear.
We're on the warpath here tonight. We're trying to get these done. Well done anyway tonight, mate. That was probably the best I've ever seen you drive the Kia.
I was really surprised, to be honest, how fast I was. Like, I've not really had time to test this weekend, especially in the Kia. Lucky enough, I did a load of that for Pro Series and then obviously MX5 on Tuesday, but jumped in with like an hour to go. I was like, I'll see what happens. So, no, great. Like, race 1 was probably the best race I've ever had. Like, it was like the most respectful, hard racing I've ever had. So, it was good. It just shows you. But then race 3 was good. I knew it was going to come, but hey, can't have
And you
best
traditionally
racing
ended it in the fence in race 4.
Yeah, I know, a bit of a shame really, but I knew that was coming as well, to be honest. So,
Well,
but nah, overall I'm happy with the meeting, to be honest. Like,
obviously, Alex can have a little chat with you about the Pro Series as well. I mean, did that help you? Do you think that actually did help this week?
110% yes, because I did a lot of laps in the F1, and that car is just so technical, so much different to everything else. And like, just having to drive that, you jump into something as simple like the MX5 and the Kia. It's literally, you have nothing to worry about. You just have to focus on the driving. So to me, it was like jumping a step back. Like, great example, Tuesday, jumped in the Mazda out of like lap 1 out of the pits. I was like, is my pedal working or something here? Because you're so used to everything. So that helps. And just the general line and stuff like that, like, the F1 teaches you stuff which no other car really does, to be honest.
So,
Well done on the Pro Series as well, Josh.
Yeah.
2nd place in Split 2.
I was gutted I didn't make top after being. I was like, I made top split here because obviously top split in qualifying. I was like, oh, but nah. 2nd split, P2, not bad. It's good points. So
to just get that I rating up a little bit, mate, I reckon, and
I think I missed out by like
be in there.
a fraction or something. So yeah, should be there. I think I won't be there this week, but I'll be there for the next week hopefully. So
Well done on the improvement in this car, and then good luck in that car, and we'll catch you at Road America.
Yep. Right. Cheers, guys.
And Alex is with a first-time winner in the BSRTC.
Yeah, Laura, thank you very much for popping in and seeing us. Congratulations. Finally, the victory that we've been waiting for.
Oh, hiya, fellas. It was, first win. I'm really pleased I'm getting that monkey off my back. I'm really grateful for my teammate who helped me out somewhat. Rather a lot.
Well, he did, and there was that little debate, but we won't go on there. I put, as we said on the chat, before the accident, you were already clear and pulling away. And even when you had like whole trying to hunt you down. We were expecting to see that gap come shooting down, but actually you were keeping it about 0.3 of a second a lap at one point, so you had really good strong pace out there anyway, so a fully deserved victory.
Ah, thanks. I was just trying not to do anything stupid, no slowdowns, no blown engines or other little mishaps along the way. So yeah, I'm chuffed to bits. Thanks for all the warm wishes.
Ah, that's all right. Well, you've had a few of those in the past. Like you say, it has been a bit of a monkey that you finally got rid of. Let's hope they are like these wins are like buses. So you've been waiting for so long, and yeah, we've got 2 more weeks left. Hopefully we can see you on that top step one more time.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Hopefully they'll start to come along a bit more frequently. Cheers, guys.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Good night. Cheers.
See ya.
Well done, Laura.
Well done to Laura Bond, first win in the BSRTC. And a mixed night for Andrew Whitehead. However, he does join us in the commentary box with his team, performing really well. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. That was a great night of racing, and we really enjoyed it. And take us through it from your perspective, because it was eventful.
I need to start off by saying, and I have just had a chat with Laura, I've got no sour grapes about her win. I'm absolutely over the moon for her. I'm chuffed to bits and long overdue. So, well done, Laura. I am cross with Kip because his behaviour was disgraceful. The way he was driving, to deliberately block, to weave in the braking zone, to brake check people, to not accelerate out of corners. It was really quite... It really wasn't cricket, you know. But the team, yes, what a good night we had. Chuffed to bits with that.
826 points for the team. I mean, Northern Lights got 866, so closed up a little bit, but at this point you're just sort of managing the gap?
Yeah, I think we are, but I think we probably got a couple of little cheeky protests against us. We did have a couple of accidents that were purely accidents, but did impact on other people, so I think we're probably going to have some of those points taken away yet, but still, you know, as long as we can maintain the gap, then we're doing all right for now.
Yeah, 2 races to go. I mean, Roberts, of course, you know, he didn't need the good strong position in that race that we were talking about, so he lost some points there. What's John's sort of target? Trying to sort of get into that top 3.
I think he's feeling a little bit despondent after the sort of what appeared to be deliberate wrecking by Kip, because he's dropped a good 90 points there. So chasing the 3rd place, he's certainly got the pace to do it, but he's really going to need some luck, out of bad luck from the guys above now.
I've got to say though, you did pick points up back in the next race, which you wouldn't have got if you weren't taken out. So it kind of evened itself. As much as I'm not trying to say right or wrong in any case, but it did even itself out in terms of the points situation a little bit.
From a team perspective, we benefited well from that crash. But for John's individual title, and chasing so hard for that top 3 in the AM,
did not get classified in that one then?
No, because he didn't finish.
I figured you were fine. That's if you got. So this is just me not understanding the rules probably then, but if you're eligible for the reverse grid pole, you not necessarily get the points for your finishing position if you one lap down.
I don't know. It's
because he should get points for being 1 lap down, really, shouldn't he?
I believe he should.
Did he finish the race?
I'm not quite sure.
Honest question: Did he finish the race? Because I honestly...
No, I don't think he did. I think he finished a lap down.
But he was only Alex. I don't know if you can clear this up, but he was 1 lap down on my timing screen.
Yeah, mine too.
So he should get points.
Oh well, that's grand then.
You would imagine.
Yeah, he's still on a. He's still got a chance then. To be honest, I haven't even had time to have a look at any of the points yet, so I really don't know whether
he's only 40. What's there? There's 30 points or so between them. So there's.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not much at all.
I think he'd also assumed that he'd lost all the points for that race. So
I think as long as he didn't go 2 laps down, I'm pretty sure he's okay.
Yeah, I think he's okay.
But that's why I said he got the points back in the next race, because he did quite a decent thing. Quite a decent race the next time. So.
Simmons with a good meeting, but obviously missing next week, unfortunately. Going to probably rule him out of third place in that one. And Hackerson, a fairly steady meeting as well.
Yeah, so unfortunate for him, really. But yeah, he's we're just sort of trying to work together as a team and consolidate that team effort now. So I think a lot of the individual bits have fallen by the wayside. Ben's still in with a shout, obviously, an outside chance, but I don't think he's going to catch Wodge.
Yeah, those guys looking very, very strong. Well, all the best for the final couple of races. I hope for yourself you bounce back and yeah.
By the way, just before we go, all over the chat there, they're saying that John did get a DSQ for the meatball, so there's no points.
Okay. You're disqualified. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh well. Anyway, we had a good time, and I am genuinely chuffed to bits for Laura. Really, really good. Long time coming, that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Whitehead.
Right.
We'll
Cheers,
catch
guys.
you at Road America.
Yes, look forward to that one.
Indeed. See you there.
See you soon.
Right, who do you want for the final interview? I know. Should we bring both Scott and Stuart?
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hi, mate.
Same to you as well.
We were talking about Josh's swear-a-thon there, and I just started laughing. Honestly, that was so funny when he went in the chat. But anyway, that never happened.
Well, you see a fan joins in the commentary box, and we didn't really see you anywhere near the front until pretty much the last race. But you made the most of it. You had a good old scrap at the front there.
Yeah, it was really good fun actually. The race and all 4 races have been really, really good fun, to be honest. It's not been, well, there's been a few wrecks, but that's kind of expected in the amount of cars that we've got in the series. But racing's been absolutely top notch. Like, I've never raced in the series and the race has been that good, so I'm glad I came back for just this one round.
And are we going to see you in Road America and Daytona?
Maybe Daytona, but not Road America, because that's just a horrible track.
Oh dear. We'll throw him out of the commentary box, Alex.
I was about to say, what blasphemy is this? Get out! Fantastic circuit, Road America.
Well, it's alright. It's not my favourite. Interlagos is my favourite.
If I had the TeamSpeak noise on in the background, I'd definitely have removed you from the server by now for the comedy's sake. But as no one would have heard it, we'll let you off.
Well, Stu, it's always good to speak to you, mate, and we will catch you hopefully before the end of the season. We'll see.
Yeah, sure, man. I might do it. I might not.
Well, see you later.
See you later.
Scott Malcolm also joins us here at the Automate team. Scott, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right then, mate. 48 car grid. What do you make of all that chaos in there in Interlagos? Such close racing, and how was your night?
That, with the amount of cars that was on that grid tonight, that was probably about the best race of the season, or the best meeting. There was no carnage that I've seen, and the racing that I was involved in was really close quarter stuff. That race one with Ross, I think we went to about 3/4 of the track side by side, and I was trying my hardest to get by him. I just couldn't get by him.
It looked like that for a lot of people actually today. I mean, overtaking it's fairly doable here at Interlagos, but the problem is when everybody's in the pack together, and I think Alex, we touched on that, didn't we, earlier on? A lot of people still getting slipstream from the cars in front, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, that's what makes overtaking so difficult, really, and why these packs are always so closely fought. Yeah, you just got to pick your moments and try and hope that you end up with a net gain rather than a net loss, I think.
How's the how would you say that the season has gone for yourself, Scott, when you sort of sum it up? I know we're not quite at the end of it yet.
Well, I was talking to the guys earlier in the chat, and I was saying to them, like this time last season, I was, getting into these reverse grid spots. I was finishing in 20th place and 24th place, so I was getting a chance to be up front. But the standard this season has been a hell of a lot better. You know, the standard drivers that have came in. So basically, I'm just looking to next season now and see what I can do this time. But yeah, it could have been better. It should have been better. But we'll see what happens next season.
All right. Well, Scott, it's always a pleasure, mate, to hear from you, and I'm sure we'll try and catch you next time as well.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll be speaking to me the way you've been speaking to Laura. I'm still getting my first win.
I hope so. We hope so. We want everybody to try and get the first win. So hopefully it'll be you next time.
I think we'll be waiting a long time. I think.
Oh, I've enough of that.
Yeah,
I remember the club series, right? The season 5. You were up there with everybody else, so we were all up there together. So you can you can definitely do it.
Aye, but it's a different kettle of fish. This lot.
Oh, that's all right. They'll crash into each other or something. You'll be fine.
You know, I'll be wishing that for a long time.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Right, cheers, guys.
Cheers, Scott. Right, Alex. Well, that is all we've got time for tonight. But I've got to say that I've enjoyed that as much as I have, I think, any meeting this season.
It has been an absolutely fantastic meeting, and yeah, racing's been super close all night. So it's just what we wanted.
Perfect. Right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us here tonight in the BSRTC and the Showdown. Join us again next week as the series heads to Road America. We've got a little appetizer before that as well on Tuesday, because we have the BSR MX5 Showdown also going to Road America, so we'll get a little preview for Thursday night's action. Join us again at the weekend on Sunday night for the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, on Monday night for the World GTs, Tuesday morning for the Rick Mattek Sports Car Series. So from myself, Andrew Woodhouse, and from Alex Simpson, it's good night from Interlagos. What a night.